travel space.
My boy Danny is flew from China, yo. My guy.
All right, guys, so what you just saw is my lifestyle over here in Asia. I've been living over here for 12 years. I'm here to let you guys in America know. I know you think that you need a crap ton of money to leave America. Maybe you're afraid. You think, oh, I need to have thousands of dollars in residual income, like 50K in the bank, something like that, just for you to feel comfortable living overseas. Man, real talk. In a lot of these foreign countries, if you're making like $1,000 a month, you can live over here, man. You can live comfortably. You can have probably a higher quality of life than what a lot of you guys are experiencing in America. Now, I know that's difficult for a lot of you guys to believe. I talk to guys in the States all the time who have like $2,000 rent, maybe more depending on what part of America you're living in. Like if you're living in a bustling city, it might cost you dang near $3K just to pay rent and your monthly living expenses. Meanwhile, over here in, for example, Southeast Asia, you know, there are a lot of people who can live pretty comfortably on 1K a month. And we're talking about enough money to pay for apartment, groceries, and still have a few $100s left over for having fun. Now, as an American, I know my fellow Americans also grew up in an environment where, you know, it's very easy to blow just a few $100s in a night, right? So for example, you know, you might go out, blow a few hundred on drinks, tables, etc., and you still go home empty-handed, don't bring home any women. Meanwhile, guys overseas, we don't even pay an entry fee to get into clubs a lot of the time. And when we go grocery shopping, you can get like a whole week's worth of groceries for like less than $50. I do it all the time. But a lot of us guys in America, we've been fooled into thinking that we need to make the same American salary while living in a foreign country. So for example, there are a lot of guys who feel like I need to have some kind of remote job that gives me the same income that I make in America. If I don't have that same kind of income, I'm just gonna stay in America, because who wants to live like a poor person overseas, right? But meanwhile, people who are living overseas on like $2,000 a month are living a higher quality life than people making multiple six figures in America. By the way, if you're in America and you're wondering how you can get overseas making consistent income so you can sustain your lifestyle, I highly recommend English Teaching. Offer a free 15-minute get overseas strategy call. We can map out how English Teaching can get you overseas, living a lifestyle of comfort for a very low price compared to what you'd have to spend in America, compared to the money you need to make in America to live the same quality of life. So click the link in the pinned comment and description. Book your time for the free 15-minute call. So think about this, guys. There's some of you watching this who make like $70,000 a year, $80,000, even $100K. But think about what your cost of living in the States is, right? You're paying for rent, health insurance, food is pricey. You want to take a girl on a date, that might cost you a couple $100s and you still might not get any action. A lot of things are taking your money in the States, even though you might be making what seems like a pretty high number. And I'm speaking from experience as an American who I have a background in engineering. I worked in corporate America, and I know what it's like to live in that kind of lifestyle of you make more money, so you got to spend more to impress other people to show them what you got. And then next thing you know, you're racking up credit card debt. Me personally, I had credit card debt. I left America, I had over $17,000 in debt. And yeah, I know what it's like to be caught up in the lifestyle of flex culture in America. And that flex culture can put you on a hamster wheel to where you're stuck in the same loop. You know, even though you're making more money, you're spending more money, your cost of living goes up and up as your salary increases. It's hard to break out of that cycle. So this is a really great book called The Richest Man in Babylon. And this book maps out one strategy that a lot of American men don't pay attention to. It's about paying yourself first. Whenever you get income, you got to put it towards the things you're working towards. But in America, it's very difficult to do that, right? In America, you got to pay the landlord first, got to pay your creditors first, got to pay all these other people first before you can pay yourself. And that's a situation that can really eat up your mental bandwidth, because you're focusing so much on mental survival that you don't have time to think about how you can better organize your life to a life of freedom and peace. You're so caught up in the debt cycle and having to pay so many bills, your mental bandwidth is just consumed constantly. But when you move overseas, your cost of living gets so low that you have a lot more free time to work on other things. So for example, in the States, you might be working 40, 50 hours a week to make that six-figure salary, but overseas, you can work half that amount and still live an amazing lifestyle, and you have time to think, create, try different hobbies, build some different ventures. You have a lot of time to build yourself up into something different overseas. So you get the luxury of time. So even though in America we make more money generally, we don't have the time that you can have when you live in a country where the cost of living is a lot lower. So breaking down the math, for example, if you're making $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month, let's say your condo costs about $400 a month. So that leaves you about, what, $600 left. And let's say, okay, you buy groceries. Let's say you're a big spender. For me, I eat a lot of protein, so I spend about $50 a week on groceries. So that's about 200 plus 400, that's 600 already. So you're left with 400. And let's say you got some, you might want to go out, go on dates, take care of your phone bill, and let's crack off another 100. So we're at 700 already. And that still leaves you 300. So with that 300, you could probably have a lot of fun over here. $300, you can get into some really exciting, crazy good times. Or you could also put that 300 towards something else. Like maybe you want to invest it in a hobby, a venture, work on educating yourself, building more skills, trying something out. You can spend that extra money you have towards building your life up to be even better than it already is. So when you actually break down the math of how much it costs to live overseas, you can stop thinking about, hey, I need to be rich before I leave America. And you can start thinking like, how much money do I need to live a comfortable life overseas? And it still gives me free time to pursue other things I want to do. So I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, like, okay, Danny, I can live overseas on $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month. But Danny, how am I going to get that overseas, man? Well, let me tell you guys, I've been doing English teaching for the past 12 years. English teaching is the fastest way for us Americans to get overseas, making consistent income. You can do it in the classroom and do it online. I recommend doing both because why not, having multiple streams of income? And yeah, I offer a free 15-minute call to map out how you can get overseas. I've helped a lot of guys get teaching jobs and relocate overseas. This is a lifestyle that's very accessible to pretty much the majority of American men. The only thing you need is the courage to break out of the American matrix and hop on a plane and go work overseas the way me and a lot of other guys have. So I offer a free 15-minute call in the pinned comment and description of this video. Click the link, pick a time, and we can get on the call and map out your strategy, man, because within 30 to 90 days, you could be overseas living this lifestyle. And I've helped some guys, you can get started. If you want to do online teaching, you can get started while you're in the States, man. You can get started with online teaching while you're in the States, and you can line up an in-person teaching job overseas. So you already got the online income coming in, and when you hop on a plane, you already have the in-person job set up before you land. That's a strategy I've recommended for a lot of guys, and I've helped other guys set that up. I also have a free Quickstart English Teaching guide in the pinned comment and description of this video. Click the link, put your email, it'll be sent to your inbox. It gives you an overview of the field, the types of jobs you can work, the money you can make. And yeah, I highly suggest this for you guys who want to be living this overseas lifestyle because, it's really a blessing. It's like a superpower that us Americans have to be able to go over to foreign countries, teach English, and make an income that's significantly higher than the cost of living. And look, even though I say it costs like $1,000 a month in a lot of these countries to live, the money you make from English teaching is probably going to be significantly more than that. So keep that in mind. As an English teacher, you're making a much higher salary than the cost of living in these countries. And you have money left over for a lot of other fun stuff you can do. And I'm speaking from firsthand experience. So yeah, hopefully this video opened your mind about the cost of living overseas. I know some of you guys maybe are scared to go overseas. You might think, oh man, I don't want to be homeless and broke overseas, man. You don't have to be homeless and broke, man. We can put some money in your pocket so you can live comfortably. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.